streamlining processes to optimize time and money. We have another video talking all about the products, but right now I'm going to focus on processes. When we think about client engagement, it's really helpful to say, what do we want to deliver? What's the product? What are the steps we take to get there? That's the process. And really bullet point that out because it serves multiple purposes. If you have them side by side, so for example, product and process, you can walk through and say, if I said I'm going to deliver this, how am I going to get there? So I'm going to give you a sample. Anytime I'm working with a client, I have to send them a getting started email, an email to say, here are our next steps. Let's book our first call. So the first step in a process might be a launch email, getting started email, onboarding email. That typically will lead to a call. Maybe it's your launch call, getting started, intake call, whatever you want to call it. I name it. And then we move through. It might be content collection. It might be drafting processes. But you're going to note every single step of the engagement period. And beside it, you're going to put, is it just client? Is it consultant? Or is it both? By noting that, you can go back and count up the time frames and say, how much time am I asking of my clients? And at what point in the process do I need them available so that we can schedule accordingly? You're also looking going, I'm spending X amount of time on these things, so it helps you with your billing, pricing, and time management. You're going to move through every single step of your process until you get to the final wrap up and recommendation section. I have a lot of consultants ask me, why should I do that final wrap up call? It is typically much more cost effective to retain a client than to have to acquire a new one. So if you can do a wrap up or a wrap up and recommendation session live, it gives you an opportunity to say, here's what you said you're going to do next, and here's how I can help. So it can lend itself to future engagement. Again, every part of the process should be intentional. So how does this help us streamline our operations? One, it lets us explain to the client what the engagement is going to be like. So you can use that for a scope of work. You can use that for a potential contract. You can use it as their checklist to guide the process, but it can be, those processes allow you to say, this is what to expect of your engagement. It also helps hold you accountable because if clients come back and say, you said you were going to do this and we didn't, you can say, nope, here's the email, here's the call that covered that information. It also allows you to say, if I said I'm going to complete or secure an intake form, what do I need to have? I need a new intake form. If I said that I am going to submit to them a final report, maybe I need to create a report template that I can use over and over for this type of client. So you can look at the things that you said you're going to do in the process and then determine what do you need to do to put those things in place so that you can save yourself time, money, sanity, and credibility.